All right. It's about time I reviewed this film. It's called Adverse. It stars Thomas Ian Nicholas, or Thomas Nicholas, Lou Diamond Phillips, Sean Astin, Penelope Ann Miller, Mickey Rourke, Jake T. Austin, Andrew Keegan, Kelly R. Jen. It's directed by Brian A. Metcalf. So the story with this is that I bought this because of one of the other YouTubers I'm subscribed to. You may have heard of him. Wet Movie One, Brendan Mitchell. He, the Fluffy Gamer, Luna Meow, and a couple other people are in this movie for like a second. But what I thought was cool is that Brendan, Wet Movie One, the shot of him in the film is part of the menu. Because I put the menu on and they started showing little clips of the movie, and you see a shot of Brendan. I'm like, is that him? And so I wait for it to come around again because menus repeat, and it is him. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I was a little iffy on this because the last time I picked up a movie that a YouTuber was in, it was restricted area. It had Cool Duder, Sean C. Phillips, and Cinestalker in it. Their part was the best part of the film. They had lines. There's no lines in here. They're just in the club. But this is a much better film. This is way better than Restricted Area. I thought Restricted Area was... Well, let's say if I had invented it, it would be in the fryer. It was just... So, Adverse tells the story of Ethan, who, after the death of his mother, he's now taking care of his 16-year-old sister. He used to be into gangs and drugs and stuff, and he's gotten out of that. He's moved away from that to help his sister, and his sister has now gotten into that, and she is killed. He pays off her debt to this guy named Dante, and he doesn't give the money to his boss, Caden, and so she gets killed for it. She's a victim of circumstance. First and foremost, I think that there are some great performances in this. Mickey Rourke, he's alright. He's not fantastic. He's certainly better than doing that ridiculous Russian accent he did in Iron Man 2. For their short parts, Lou Diamond Phillips and Sean Astin are pretty good. They have smaller parts in this. Astin plays his boss. They don't say Uber, but he's basically an Uber driver. Ethan is basically an Uber driver, but they can't use Uber, so he's like called something else. And it's his boss who owes him money, and after he unfairly dismisses him, suspends him from the job due to these false complaints. I don't know. I thought they were going to use that for him to start working for Caden, but that doesn't come till later, actually. Caden is one of the first people he drives in this film. And he offers him a job. He says no. And then what happens with his sister? His sister is dating Jake T. Austin, who I was like, I know him, right? And then I looked it up. Yeah, Jake T. Austin. He was from Wizard of Waverly Place and stuff. And that causes problems because he's into drugs. He doesn't want that in the house because of all the troubles that got him in the past. I like the cinematography. There's shots of the city that are very good. Although this widescreen fit the entire screen, it would have been better. But it still works. I think the director did a very good job with shooting scenes in this film. It's very good. There's a lot of shots of like in the back of the car. Like they're in the car and there's someone in the back. There's a lot of those shots. But it's to be expected in this kind of film. Thomas Nicholas. He has a great performance. But I feel like the voice he used in this, I feel like they had him try to have a tough guy voice. Also, he has to sound Mexican. Sometimes he's done like this. He has to talk like this, just kind of have the little Hispanic accent, and meh, and there's you talk like this, it's not his voice. I've seen him in other things. I've seen him in American Pie and stuff. I know he has kind of a pitched voice like mine. I don't know why they had to do the voice thing, make him sound tough, more Mexican. I don't know. I like the backstory with this, especially when they got done telling his backstory. His mom had cancer, and you find out she had cancer, and then there's a scene where he is across the table from Caden, which is Mickey Rourke's character, and he sees that he's taking the same medication his mom did, and what you're led to believe is that she died from cancer. There's a scene they show you where his mom finds out he's doing the drugs, and he has a gun, and he accidentally shoots her in the arm. And then we find out in another flashback that she actually shot herself with his gun. There's a letter. So, like I explained, she owes 20 grand. They owe 20 grand. So he goes to his boss and he collects as much money he can, which is 10 grand, and he gives it to the guy Dante to pay for it. But this Dante, he's a sleazeball. He doesn't pay the debts. And it's more or less, so he didn't pay the debts with the money, but when Caden's guy Jan asks for the names, he only gives him the boyfriend's name, because it was paid off, so he doesn't want her to get in trouble or anything. But then they threaten him, so he gives them her name, and then she ends up dead of a apparent drug overdose. Which I'm like, no, that's bullshit. That's not how it happened. And he knows, and he flips out, and he's out to get revenge now. And man, does he get revenge! It's like Hispanic John Wick. I mean, he's even got sort of the longest hair and beard going on. He murders motherfuckers. He starts with Jan and his stuttering friend, which is most annoying. He infiltrates the group first, where he's taken to meet with Jake, played by Matt Ryan. Freaking Constantine. I didn't expect that. I'm like, whoa. Okay, Constantine's in this. I'm gonna piss him off. Do magic on you. But, yeah. So he does a couple jobs, gains their trust, and then he finds out where Jan and his buddy are, and he kills them. And then he finds a girl in there who's actually his sister's friend. She says her sister has been taken as well. So he tries to hunt down the rest of them to get to her, and she doesn't survive, even though she's punched a bunch of times. Apparently that kills her. She's punched 5 times. 4 or 5 times. I feel like that shouldn't kill her, but I'm like, he lifts her up, looks at her, walks away. I'm like, what if she's just unconscious, man? She could still be alive. But then he tells her, that her sister's dead, and I'm just like, how do you know? For the purpose of the film, she's dead. Alright? She's dead. For the purpose of the film, she's dead. Okay? But I don't know. It just seems very quick. And he gets revenge on these people. He goes and he kills motherfuckers with only Caden and Jake left. And finally, they have to, he takes them where they have to find Chloe, who is his neighbor, which I like how they tie it together. Because she's seen a few times during the film, and there's this, every time they play the same music, and it's kind of repetitive, but there's times they keep going out for smokes, and it's like, where are they going with this? Eventually, he invites her in for dinner. This is just before his sister is killed. And he even breaks down and grabs a hold of her. The hell that is. But anyway, and so in the end, he goes to save her. He kills. He uses this tire iron to do it, to do all the killings, and he like stabs Jake and kills him, and then runs to get Chloe to tell her to trouble. And then this guy who's apparently dying is going up the stairs, and I do like this scene. I really like this scene here. They confront each other on the top of a building. And, Ken's got the gun. And then, what is that? And, Ethan's trying to explain to him. He said he paid off his sister's debts. His sister, Mia, he paid off her debts. Dante didn't give him the money. Shit happens. And so he's coming at him, and he fires the gun at him. He shoots the gun, he hits him, and he goes, "This is okay. This way is okay." Like, that's how he wanted to die. And then he checks the guy's gun. No bullets. There were no bullets in the gun. I think he knew. From the moment he hired him, he knew that it was Mia's sister, and he knew that it was going to happen. He's suffering from cancer. He wanted to die. And when he shoots him, it does flash back to his mom. So it kind of brings that around. But yeah, I really did like that. Here's the thing, though. This kind of ends suddenly. There's a part where he tells off his guidance counselor after his sister dies. He freaks out and he leaves. Because his counselor's like, maybe someone should do something about it or something like that. And he's like, you know what, you're right. Well, those guys deserve to pay. Whoever gave them the drugs deserved to pay or something like that. He's like, no, you're right. And that's what spurs him to do this. And he goes back and they apologize and stuff. And then it ends. Titles come up and just like, really? We don't get like, oh, he straightened himself out. He didn't kill again. He got with Chloe. And happily married and expecting their first child or something. I don't know. I'm hoping that's it. How they get together. That's the one thing that I was like, we don't get to see if they actually get together. Because, the sister liked her. Thought they would work, so you should just try. And they say situations like this sometimes bring couples together, so you never know. But, yeah, this was a pretty good film. I really enjoyed it. There was some good action scenes. When he starts killing motherfuckers, goddamn, he is brutal. I never thought I'd see Kevin from American Pie, or let alone that kid from freaking Kid in Aladdin's Court, go out there and start killing motherfuckers. Damn. Good performances all around. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. Fathom's better. Fathom's better than Restricted Area. God damn, this was good. So, yeah. I highly recommend this. I thought this was a pretty good film. 9 out of 10. So what are your thoughts on Adverse? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and we'll see you in the next one.